Hello everyone. In this tutorial, I will prepare you for the upcoming closing interview for exam held on 6 September 2023. First, I will highlight the main points of the scenario, then we'll read the summary and explain possible questions and their short answers. These are the steps which I will follow to guide you for the upcoming closing interview. Step 1. Main points of the scenario. First, I will outline the key elements or important aspects of the exam scenario. This could include discussing an overreaching topic, any specific condition or requirements, and notable aspects of the exam. Step 2. Summary reading. Then I will read or provide a summary of the exam scenario to all of you. This summary could be an abridged version of the original scenario, highlighting the essential information necessary for the upcoming interview. In step 3, possible questions. In the third step, I will identify and present a set of potential interview questions that you may encounter during the interview. These questions may be related to the exam scenario and testing your understanding. Step 4. Short answer guidance. In this step, I will provide concise answers or guidance for each of you possible questions. The provided guidance may include key points to address relevant concepts or and strategies for organizing the responses. Overall, this tutorial aims to help you review the exam scenario, anticipate potential interview questions, and develop effective responses to showcase your knowledge and understanding during your interview. Now coming on to the main points of the scenario. The first main point is introduction to the Miller Oslo warehouse. The name of the company is Miller Oslo. You are a newly hired warehouse worker at a small Miller Oslo warehouse, responsible for storing goods weighing up to 1000 kg in sealed crates or on pallets. Facility description. The warehouse has two loading bays at the back with floor ramps for forklift trucks access. There is a kitchen, rest area, toilets, and two side offices, one of which belongs to the warehouse manager. Access control. Entry to the warehouse is controlled by ID card access, and an intercom system is available for non-card holders. Induction training. On your first day, you watched a series of VHS video cassettes as a part of your induction, covering various topics such as emergency procedures, fire safety, manual handling, and many more. First aid box. You learned from the videos that the first aid box is in the reception area, but you couldn't recall seeing a reception area during the tour. Personal pagers and safety reportings. The video emphasized the need to turn off personal pagers during work hours and encouraged reporting of accidents or near misses to the health and safety officer. Health and safety officer vacancy. You discovered that the warehouse has been trying to hire a health and safety officer for years but has not successful. Informal job training. Over the next week, you were informally trained by co-workers who shared time-saving methods, but concerns arose about potential overloading of the racking near the loading bay. Warehouse managers' reputation and demands. The warehouse manager was known for keeping the warehouse ahead of schedule and was strict about avoiding delays. They gave a verbal warning to an FLT drivers who had not completed their training. FLT accidents. A severe accident occurred when FLT driver lost control and toppled the vehicle into the racking, leading to an avalanche of the metal and pallets. You were injured in the incident. Workers meeting. A week later, the workers held a meeting expressing their concerns and demanding changes. The FLT driver was in a coma with a crushed skull. Hiring of health and safety consultant. The warehouse managers revealed that Miller Oslo, the company, would hire a health and safety consultant to make recommendations for improvements in response to the accidents. Warehouse manager blames FLT driver. The warehouse manager blamed the FLT driver entirely for the accidents during the meeting and criticized the workers for convening the meeting. Health and safety consultants' involvement. The HSC arrived and began investigating the warehouse safety and working condition, excluding the warehouse manager from initial discussions. Supervisor support for health and safety consultant. The supervisors welcomed the health and safety consultant involvement, expressing frustration about unaddressed safety concerns and management's refusal to grant study time for a Nebosh qualification and repaint traffic route lines. Now coming on to the summary of the scenario. So before that, I highlighted the main points of the scenario. Now a short summary so that you could be able to understand the exact situation of the scenario. So gentlemen, you are a new warehouse worker at a small Miller Oslo warehouse. The facility consists of two loading bays with four lift truck access, a kitchen, rest area, toilets, and two side offices, one belonging to the warehouse managers. Entry to the warehouse is controlled by ID card access, and there is an intercom system for non-card holders. During your induction training, you watched VHS videos, cassettes covering topics such as emergency procedures, fire safety, and manual handling. You learned that the first aid box should be in reception, although you did not see a reception area. The videos stressed the importance of turning off personal pagers during work and reporting accidents or near misses to the health and safety officer. However, you discovered that the warehouse has been unsuccessful in hiring a health and safety officers. Informal on-the-job training from co-workers taught you time-saving methods, but concerns emerged about overloading the racking near the loading bay. The warehouse manager is known for keeping the warehouse ahead of schedule and gave a verbal warning to an FLT driver who wasn't fully trained. Sadly, there was a severe FLT accident that resulted in injuries to yourself and the FLT driver being in a coma with a crushed skull. In response, the workers held a meeting to voice their concerns, prompting the warehouse manager to announce the hiring of health and safety consultant to make recommendations. However, during the meeting, the warehouse managers blamed the FLT driver entirely for the accidents and criticized the workers for convening the meeting. The health and safety consultant arrived and started investigating the warehouse safety and working conditions, including the warehouse manager from initial discussions. The supervisors expressed their support for the consultant, expressing frustration about addressed safety concerns and management's refusal to provide study time for a Nebosh qualification and repaint traffic route lines. Now coming on to the next part, what what is a moral management of health and safety? In this, you will just explain if they ask the moral management. So, gentlemen, you know that every employer, every owner of the company, through management, control the premises, equipment, and working practices used by workers to produce the goods and services that the employer requires. Employers, therefore, have a moral responsibility to provide safe and healthy working conditions. In simple terms, the moral reasons can be summarized as it's the right thing to do, it's a right and proper that workers go to work to earn a living and return home in the same state, not suffering from ill health or serious physical injury. People expect this as a fundamental right. Workers expect it, so society expects it. Over time, this societal expectation has been translated into legal standards. In this way, the moral arguments drive legislation. Now, we see the situation at this scenario. The possible question may be asked from you that you must explain what are the unacceptable moral mismanagement points at the warehouse. So first unacceptable point was lack of health and safety officer. The failure to hire a health and safety officer for years indicate a disregard for the well-being of the workers and a lack of commitment to safety. Inadequate safety training. Relying on VHS videos for safety training and not providing comprehensive on-site training for new hires shows a lack of investments in ensuring that workers are adequately prepared to handle potential dangerous tasks. Ignoring safety concerns. The refusal to address safety concerns raised by workers, such as the need for repainting traffic route lines and granting study time for safety-related qualification, demonstrate a lack of responsiveness to the employee feedback. Blaming the worker for accident. Blaming the FLT driver entirely for the accident without considering systematic issues or managerial responsibilities is unjust and reflects a culture of scapegoating rather than accountability. Pressure to prioritize speed over safety. The warehouse managers focus on keeping the warehouse ahead of schedule and issuing verbal warnings to workers for potential delays suggest a prioritization of productivity over worker safety. Failure to maintain safety equipment. Not ensuring the maintenance of the safety equipment, such as the first aid box, raise concerns about the warehouse preparedness for emergency. Disregard for employee well-being. The disrespectful comments made by the warehouse manager during the workers' meetings, especially about the injured FLT drivers, indicate a lack of empathy and concerns for employee well-being. Coming on to the next possible questions, the interviewer may ask you about the induction training and what were the good points at Miller Oslo warehouse. So first of all, you need to understand what is induction basically. So gentlemen, induction is a process of introducing new employees to the organizations and their role within it. It typically includes training on company policies, procedures, and safety protocols, as well as an overview of the job, duties, and expectations. The goal of induction is to help new employees feel comfortable and confident in their new role and to ensure that they have the knowledge and skills necessary to perform their jobs effectively. So now what were the good points at the warehouse about the induction training? The first good point was comprehensive coverage. The induction training covers various topics relevant to the warehouse environment, such as fire safety, manual handling, and emergency procedures. This comprehensiveness approach ensures that new employees receive a broad understanding of the hazards and risks associated with their role. Use of visual aids. The use of VHS video cassettes to deliver the training provides a tangible and memorable learning experience for new employees. Visual aids can help reinforce key messages and make the training more engaging and interactive. Practical application. The training includes practical exercises and scenarios that simulate real life situation encountered in the warehouse. This allows new employees to practice and apply their knowledge in a controlled environment before moving to the actual workplace. Emphasis on safety culture. The training emphasized the importance of creating a safety culture within the organization. By encouraging employees to report incident and near misses, the warehouse can identify potential hazards and take proactive measures to mitigate them. Involvement of the staff members. The training involves all staff members regardless of their level of responsibilities or seniority. This helps create a sense of ownership among employees and promote a collaborative approach to maintaining a safe working environment. The next possible question may be asked that explain few points which demonstrate the lack of commitment on health and safety by the management. So what are those points? Lack of Number one is lack of appointing a competent person, health and safety. The warehouse manager failed to hire a health and safety officer for years, which is a critical position for ensuring workplace safety. This demonstrates a lack of commitment to maintaining a safe work environment. The second point is refusal to address safety concerns. The warehouse manager ignored safety concerns raised by workers, such as the need for repainting traffic route lines and providing study time for safety related qualifications. This refusal to address safety issues suggests a lack of commitment to address workers' concerns. Blaming the worker for accidents. The warehouse manager immediately blamed the FLT drivers for the accident without considering potential systematic issues or managerial responsibilities. This blame shifting indicates a lack of commitment to a fair and thorough investigation of safety incidents. Prioritizing speed over safety. The warehouse manager focused on keeping the warehouse ahead of schedule and issuing a verbal warning to the FLT drivers for potential delays suggests a greater commitment to productivity over safety. Insensitive comments. The warehouse manager's insensitive comments during the workers' meetings, especially regarding the injured FLT driver, demonstrate a lack of empathy and concern for employee well-being, further eroding their commitment to worker safety and well-being. The next possible question may be asked from you that what are the good actions to fulfill the roles and responsibilities effectively? So some good actions were there which can be taken by the management to fulfill their roles and responsibilities. Number one action they can take, hire a health and safety officer. The warehouse manager should prioritize filling the vacant health and safety officer position promptly. This officer would be responsible for implementing and overseeing safety protocols and ensuring compliance with regulation. Listen to the workers' concerns. Actively listening to and address the safety concern raised by the workers create an open and supportive environment where employees feel comfortable reporting safety issues without fear of retributions. Conduct comprehensive safety training. Invest in comprehensive safety training programs for all employees, including new hires. Ensure that employees are adequately trained in safety protocol, emergency procedures, and the proper use of the personal protective equipment. Regular safety inspections. Implement regular safety inspections to identify potential hazards and address them promptly. This includes ensuring that traffic route lines are well maintained and safety equipment is in good working conditions. Prompt safety awareness. Encouraging a culture of safety awareness by regularly communicating the importance of the safety, sharing safety success stories, and recognizing employees for their contribution to maintaining a safe workplace. Implement safety committees. From committees composed of workers and supervisors to discuss and address safety concerns collaboratively. This empowers employees to take an active role in improving safety. Fair and thorough incident investigation. When accidents or near miss occur, conduct fair and thorough investigations that consider both individual and systematic factors, avoid placing blames solely on employees, and focus on preventing future accidents. Provide adequate resources. Ensure that employees have access to the necessary resources such as personal protective equipment, safety signage, and training materials to perform their job safely. Support employee development. Support employees in their professional development, including providing opportunities for safety-related training and certifications. Encourage supervisor to take the Nebosh qualification as planned. Lead by examples. Demonstrate a commitment to safety by following safety protocols, wearing personal protective equipment, and actively participating in safety initiatives. Led by examples to set a positive tone for the workplace. Emergency response plan. Develop and regularly review an emergency response plan, ensuring that all employees know that what to do in case of fire, accidents, or other emergency. Regular safety meetings. Schedule regular safety meetings to discuss safety performance, address concerns, and provide updates on safety initiatives. Documentations and records. Maintain thorough records of safety training, inspection, and incident reports to track progress and identify areas for improvement. The next possible question you may be asked from the interviewer that what is the role of organizational factors in the accidents at warehouse? So those organizational factors are lack of our health and safety officers. The absence of a dedicated health and safety officers left a critical gap in safety oversight. This position is essential for implementing and monitoring safety protocols and ensuring compliance with the regulations. Inadequate safety trainings. Relying on VHS videos for safety trainings may not have provided employees with comprehensive and hands-on training. Lack of proper training can contribute to accidents, especially when dealing with heavy equipment like forklift trucks. Failure to address safety concerns. The warehouse manager's refusal to address safety concerns such as repainting traffic route lines and providing study time for selected related qualifications, safety related qualifications create a culture where safety issues were ignored or postponed. Pressure to prioritize productivity. The warehouse manager's emphasis on keeping the warehouse ahead of schedule and reprimanding workers for potential delays may have created an environment where workers felt pressurized to prioritize speed over safety. Inadequate maintenance. If the warehouse consistently postponed the maintenance of the safety equipment, such as the first aid boxes, it could lead to a lack of preparedness when accidents or emergency occur. Insufficient supervisors. The warehouse manager's limited involvement and sporadic presence on the warehouse floor might have resulted in inadequate supervision and oversight, making it more challenging to identify and address safety issues. Culture of blame. Blaming the FLT driver entirely for the accidents without considering potential systematic issues or managerial responsibilities reflects a culture of blame rather than a commitment to conducting thorough investigations and preventing future incidents. Communication barriers. The absence of clear communication channels and mechanisms for workers to report safety concerns or incidents may have contributed to a lack of incident reporting and timely intervention. Now, what is the role of individual human factors in the accidents? So this question is about the individual factors. Before we discussed the organizational factors, now we will discuss the individual factors which contributed to the accidents. The individual factor number one is lack of proper training. Workers may not have received comprehensive training on operating forklift trucks or on warehouse safety procedures, leading to potential errors in handling equipment and responding to emergencies. Inexperience. If the FLT drivers involved in the accident was inexperienced or had not completed their FLT training, their lack of familiarity with the equipment and safety protocols could have played a significant role in the accidents. Complacency. Long-term employees who have become complacent about safety procedures may be more likely to take shortcuts or deviation from established safety protocols, increasing the risk of accidents. Failure to report safety concerns. Workers who observed safety hazards or potential issues but did not report them may have contributed to a lack of awareness and timely intervention in addressing safety concerns. Pressures to meet deadlines. Workers might have felt pressurized to meet tight delivery deadlines, potentially leading to rushed actions and a focus on speed rather than safety. Fatigue. Long working hours or demanding shifts can result in worker fatigue, which can impair decision making, concentrations, and reaction times, increasing the likelihood of accidents. Distractions. Distractions such as personal issues or interpretations can divert a worker's attention from their task, making them more prone to errors and accidents. Emotional state. Emotional distress, anxiety, or frustration among workers has affected their concentrations and decision-making abilities, potentially leading to accident. Now coming on to the next possible questions, that what are the benefits of accident investigation? So the number one benefit is identifying the root causes. Previous accident investigation could have helped identify underlying root causes of safety incidents, whether related to equipment, procedures, training, or worker behaviors. Understanding those root causes would have allowed for targeted corrective actions. Systematic issues. By examining patterns in previous accidents, the organization could have identified systematic issues such as lack of health and safety officers, inadequate safety training, or a culture that prioritized speed over safety. Addressing these broader issues could have prevented the later accidents. Reviewing near misses. Investigating near misses and close calls can reveal potential hazards and weaknesses in safety protocols that might not be apparent when only focusing on accidents with injuries. Addressing near misses can prevent further accidents. Improving safety procedures. Lesson learned from previous accidents could have led to improvements in safety procedures and protocols, ensuring that they were more robust and effective in preventive accidents. Enhancing training. Insights gained from past accidents could inform the development of more comprehensive and targeted safety training programs. Workers could be better educated about the specific risks and hazards in their environments. Correcting equipment issues. Previous accidents investigations might have revealed equipment related problems that needed attention, such as maintenance issues or the need for safety enhancements on forklift trucks, prompting a safety culture. Addressing past accidents and near misses can help instill a culture of safety within the organizations. Workers would be more likely to report safety concerns and actively participating in safety initiatives. Enhanced emergency preparedness. Lessons from the previous accidents could be used to enhance emergency plans and preparedness, ensuring that workers know what to do in case of unexpected events. Correcting equipment issues. Now coming on to the next questions, why the incident should be reported to the competent authority. So these are the points which are necessary to keep in mind, that why it is important to report the incident to the competent authority, because number one is legal requirements. Many jurisdictions have legal requirements mandating the reporting of the workplace accidents and incidents, especially those resulting in serious injuries or fatalities. Failing to report such incidents can result in legal penalties for the employers. Worker safety. Reporting the accidents ensure that the competent authority is aware of the incidents and can take appropriate actions to investigate and prevent further accidents. This helps protect the safety and well-being of the workers in the workplace. Preventive measures. The competent authority can conduct a thorough investigation to determine the root causes of the accidents. This information is valuable for implementing preventive measures to reduce the risk of similar incidents in the future. Compliance with regulations. Reporting the accident demonstrate the employers compliance with workplace safety regulations and their commitment to adhering to legal requirements. Failure to report could result in accusation of the non-compliance. Data collect data collection. The competent authority collect data on workplace accidents and incidents. This data is used for statistical analysis, trend identification, and development of the industry-specific safety standards and regulation. Safety awareness. Reporting accidents raises safety awareness within the organizations and encourage a culture of accountability and transparency regarding workplace issues, safety issues. Now, coming on to the next possible question that the interviewer may ask from you about, what is the specific procedure for notifying the competent authority about a workplace accident? Number one is determining reporting requirements. First, the employer should review local and national regulations to understand the reporting requirements for workplace accidents. These regulations may specify the types of the accident that must be reported, the timeline for reporting, and the competent authority responsible for receiving the report. Collect incident information. Gather all relevant information about the accidents. This should include details such as the date, time, and location of the incidents, a description of what happened, the names of the individuals involved, the extent of injuries or damages, and any contributing factors. Identify the competent authority. Determining which government agency authority is responsible for receiving accident reports in your jurisdiction. This could be a labor department, occupational safety agency, or another relevant authority. Complete the required forms. In many cases, the competent authority will provide specific forms or templates for reporting accidents. The employer should complete these forms accurately and thoroughly, including all required information and attachments. Submit the report. Deliver the completed accident report to the competent authority within the specific time frame. Some authorities may accept reports through online submission portals, emails, or physical mail. Follow the submission instruction provided by the authority. Keep copies. Make copies of the accident report and any supporting documentation for your own record. This documentation can be valuable for internal investigation, insurance claims, and further reference. Cooperate with authorities. If the competent authority initiates an investigation into the accidents, cooperate fully with their inquiries. Provide access to the relevant documents, witnesses, and facilities as requested. Ensure confidentiality. Protect the privacy and confidentiality of the individuals involved in the accidents to the extent required by the applicable privacy laws and regulations. Share information only with authorized parties. Internal review and prevention. Currently, with the external reporting process, conduct an internal review of the accident to identify root causes and develop corrective actions to prevent further accidents. Communicating Communication with workers. Inform affected workers about the reporting process and the steps being taken to address the accidents. Workers have the right to know about safety related incidents that may impact them. So in this way, you can complete your all possible questions and their answers. I hope you have well prepared yourself for this upcoming closing interview. I have highlighted all the possible points, all important points, and all things which you need to explain, and you may be explained and you may be asked by the interviewer during your interview. So please keep all the points and concepts in your mind, and if any of the question is asked from you regarding these possible points, then you must explain the point first, tell the main point and then explain a little bit. So gentlemen, have a good time and be successful in your exams. Wish you all the best. Thank you and take care.